Welcome back. We have got past 2 Miramar games, which ENCE won both of. A little curious in some minds, but then again, the Circle, it played to them well, and then we saw FaZe picking up the game in Sanhok, even though they were down to 2 members. It was a weird ending.
And a total troll interview to follow.
Yeah, I expect no less from FaZe. It's kind of what I like to see in a way as well. It's always good to have the personalities coming out, but Erangel waits. And normally, we get to see teams really fighting for that end. The Circle, I don't think we can say it gives people too much of an advantage. People know how to play around it nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we've seen a couple of wild circles
for
the last few games. Almost going back to Phase 1 in the yesterday's circles as well, going back to the fields outside of Yasnaya, etc. So, sort of a good throwback. But with now GamerLegion passing the Knights into 12th spot, it puts Knights under pressure. I'd like to see them start stepping up. I'd like to see something more from them. Another 25 points, and they're going to have ENCE pass them by as well. So ENCE are really getting, the Knights are really getting pulled into this, and it's a problem for them now.
Yep. Yeah.
They've got it in them to do it. They've had about 3 wins so far this season, which is weird, right? Because below them ENCE, they've had 5 wins. DESPERADOs, who now have moved up to 10th place, so Raise Your Edge is slowly getting dragged down there as well. It's definitely getting a bit messy. That middle pack, sort of relegation pack, there is all sorts of things that can happen. One thing I'm sure about is 7 are not getting out of there unless they've had something bizarre, and I don't know about Digital Athletics. I don't know about Digital Athletics. They had a 15-kill game yesterday.
But it's
a 15-kill game. They looked phenomenal, and then they just switched off again.
Yeah, but I mean, Mitraleius played really well. Like, you see these glimmers, you're like, ooh. But then I also think, next season, anyone looking to poach another Turkish player? Because Mitraleius has had a bit of a terror.
This is single phase. He's done all right, isn't he?
Yep.
Na'Vi, will they wake up? The desk were just talking about it. Obviously, Martin was alluding to it, the fact that Na'Vi do tend to pick up a lot of wins towards the end of the day. That's where most of their wins have come from. They have had, 9 wins in total, Na'Vi, so it's totally within their power.
Gotcha.
But I was talking about these guys, Raise Your Edge, Reciprocity, etc., all the middle chasing pack. I want to see someone stepping up, and it's still not happened.
I agree with you. I think, again, I want someone to put, light a fire underneath them. Get something going for these players, because
there's no pressure on G2. Absolutely no pressure, because they did it in day 1, and then everybody else has just took the foot off the gas, and they're just like, they're in cruise control now.
Yeah. And I think this does worry me. I know that EU is... I speak about EU, and, I make memes of NA and, whatever. Like, it is just a meme, because to me, honestly, EU does get a bit too comfortable sometimes.
Yeah.
And we've seen it go to international tournaments. It takes them a while to wake up.
96 games, you're going to get comfortable, right?
Exactly. And that's when you look at the final week, let's say the Super Week that comes up, you have to treat it like its own beast. You have to look beyond what you've seen every single day. You have to change that mentality, which is hard. It's not easy for players to do that, because, as I said, you've grown so accustomed to just having these games in front of you and playing them out, and you've got such a long time. It's a very defining factor of a team, and that's why I look at Liquid, for example, as to how well they've played. Now they're under the gun, right? We've asked them to step up. Even though they're safe, they're playing fine, they're towards the top of the league, they still found a little more to give, and I'm seeing teams in the middle of the pack who could really do with a push, not doing the same thing. Yeah,
Jim said himself in his tweets, and his lovely emotional tweets, I like to see it. I like to see a bit of emotion coming out of the players now and again. Basically, that was the best thing that could happen to them. They're 2 terrible, terrible weeks. So a 69-point week or something like that, and a 73 or something like that. Some really low points for Team Liquid when they've been averaging over 100 points, generally, smashing it out there. So it's great to see, basically saying, this is the perfect thing to motivate us and to get the form just at the right time.
It's perfect. That is exactly what you want to be able to springboard into a bigger event, down the end of the line, that you're then going to be able to focus to and feel good about.
Talking about the fist bump, she literally was like, ow!
Aggression.
Aggressive fist bumps. Told it to care. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was another, 14-kill game, I think it was, for Team Liquid there in that last matchup. And if it wasn't for FaZe winning it and being gifted it, then it would have been Team Liquid taking back the #1 spot, which when you think 2 weeks ago, I think they'd slipped back down to 5th at one point. They were below N47. Yeah, they had. They'd
had a drop.
So there we go. You can change your own fortunes. You just need to get yourselves together. It sounds so easy, I know. Here we go. Match number 84. Erangel is calling. Where will we be going? Will it be another Sosnovka circle? Will it be up in the north, Stalba way? Will it be over the mountain? We haven't seen anything over the mountain for a while.
Zaki.
I like the Zaki finish. That's nice. It is.
I love that side of the map. Like,
yeah. I also like the mill to power finishes, by the way.
They're gorgeous.
They're always good.
It feels like a long time since we've seen them. I just want something a little bit different. Give me something a little, give me a Roshawk or just something a little bit out there, you know, just northeast
not
of school.
The bloody fields around
exactly.
South down
That'd
there.
be so nice. For me, it's just super enjoyable to see like these unique circles come out because it reminds you of the games you play when you're sat at home. You're playing with your friends. You're like, I remember that game there. You know what I mean? It gives you that little bit of a feeling of feeling a little bit closer to the matchups itself. Right, it's game time. We'll have to look across the board. This plane path will give most people a chance at this.
Raise your edge actually going to Yasnaya for once. It's been a while since we saw them up there.
Is Chris back in the lineup? What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, prison ending. Whoa, they're so rough as well. It's fun to watch, horrible to play.
Yeah, we've
just
not
have to
seen
go.
that
Please don't. It's like when you're in prison and you feel quite good about it, and then you're just like, please, that circle. If you move south on me, if you go up that damn hill.
Anyone that's not in position? I guess Na'Vi, the only ones who've had to awkward drop. I'm going to say
Na'Vi
for once that
up.
plane really suited most. ENCE have also continued with North George. I like it. I don't know whether I guess it was plane dependent, and it is going over to the fields of GamerLegion.
It ends at those damn shacks.
No, don't go down. Yeah, no.
I will lose my mind.
In fairness, the center point is kind of on that hill, right?
Yes.
That foresty hill
yes. Again. All right, chat. Here's the game. Hold on. I need to ask chat something because they've been right so far.
Okay.
They know some car maneuvers, so they're crushing it today.
Okay.
Chat, where's it ending? Is it going to the shacks in the fields? Or is it going somewhere fun? Those are your two options. That's it. Shack in field or fun. You let me know.
I'd actually take a mountain ending right now. I've not seen one for a while. In PEL, that is. I saw one in PL, but not seen one in PEL for a while.
Shacks.
Shack.
Hey, look, there's some believers in fun.
Are we going to see Team Liquid crashing into that compound that Seven was trying to go for? And it's a bit further south. I think they'll probably go a bit north this time from this. I mean, the compounds south of Chopsticks are probably pretty hot territory. The Harry Potter on the hill with CrowCrowd will probably end up taking that. Trying to think of like big areas. I reckon that, yeah, the compound that Buster's at right now is pretty much the prime middle spot.
It never seems to end there, though, does it?
No,
you know what I mean?
No.
It's like, it feels like it moves away from
We've not seen it actually end around Chopsticks for
a long time, yeah. I used to actually quite enjoy the fights within that area. I actually like, if you go north of Chopsticks, there's that kind of follow-on. There's that little compound.
There's the two compounds that are really strong there. Yeah.
And I love the endings around there, as long as it doesn't go too far north into the field. That's literally open. There's no, like, divots. There's nothing to play into. So I think if it just kind of, like, I don't know, just stays around that area, I really like it. Kind of where, I guess, Sadovnik is-ish, around that area south of there. Love that. Love a bit of that.
We'll see. DA, that's a very early move from Mert.
People on bunker with a team underneath.
Mert's already scouting and moving.
Are we going to see I don't know.
He's scouting those compounds, the ones north of Chopsticks that we were just talking about. That's what he's looking at right now.
Nice. That's a big pickup, and you can transition away from it pretty
so
easily.
So early as well. Yeah. I mean, obviously, they tend to drop around Rozok, so he must be really low looted and choosing to try and get the loot from those compounds. Nobody goes to those compounds at the start, so
yeah,
it will be loot in there. That's just lazy in IP. Straight lazy. So it looks like Seven are happy with the hills. They're happy with the hill spread. Can have a wide spread, obviously, at the start. So
yep.
It's
actually pretty open.
Point.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, you look south of 7, which if you make sure you have the map stream open as well, guys. That band from like Quarry to the east that has those compounds on it, that has that hillside on it, it's all open. No one's gone for those hyper early moves just for self positioning because it's still so open. In theory, it could end up a hospital for all we know. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably not going to, but it could. So no one's going for those heavy like throw in yet. Looking at Liquid, they're starting to build up to their rotation time. GamerLegion on the move very early, and they've picked up that nice one again, just north of the petrol station on the western bridge.
Yeah, this is... Well, I mean, it could swing down here, couldn't it? We've seen it so many times. And get themselves a crate, and it is bait. And you're losing your tyres.
You may get the Groza, but I shall have your tyres. Go on, Tom. Bang out the shot. I want to see a sniper rifle shot, please. Please, please, please.
We haven't had many.
Oh, and I love them as well. Oh, there we go.
That was it. Yeah, that was his.
Just pre-firing the edge of the box. The smokes are up. That's so
Got
nice.
no tyres on that car, mate.
Oh, Rustanmar.
This is not good. Look at that. They have him
no,
surrounded.
no,
He's
no.
like, guys, I might be in trouble.
Oh, you love
The
to see
crate
that.
bait is strong. The nade came in straight afterwards as well. Yeah.
Beautiful. That should be bleed out any second now.
He's ditching all the gear.
Oh, he's not happy, is he? He's not happy at all.
Oh, little Rustanmar. Oh, dear. And oh, no. The rest of his team was still at North George.
Yeah.
Still at the police station. Oh, dear me.
It hurts the soul a little bit, but it's
Poor
also
little
quite funny.
Rustanmar.
We are starting to see the forest, this area, becoming very busy. We have 7 over here, Reciprocity
dear.
over here, and you have Liquid not too far off either, and CrowCrowd as well. Reciprocity being slaughtered as they try and pull up. Monkey tries to make the run for it, but he's in a world of danger.
That was good from 7. They delayed the fight and caught Reciprocity, 2 of them off guard. Shiv is still in there as well. He's kind of getting surrounded. So, and that was a warning sign because Team Liquid were coming that way. So that was a nice warning sign for Team Liquid to just not go in there. No, James, you're not going for a shack already, are you? No, he's going for that compound. He's going for the compound they normally split with 7.
Okay,
so
Shiv's
making
been
sure they got north
lost.
to south, and yeah, it was actually EB that stole that kill away.
Yeah, so Reciprocity have gone down. I think it's just Monkey still standing, so he's into snake mode. And, a bridge camp.
No, the
An
bridge
actual
camp.
bridge camp.
Yeah. So TSM, this is I like it. I like it. Okay, so either this is Cup of Magic or whoever's doing what for G2 here. This has been a common thing. TSM, because G2 have been camping them on the fields, that's not good for FaZe. They're going to lose 1, but...
Don't waste the bullets, man. It's fine.
Ubah.
Just send the car down. It's good. It's smart. Calculated.
I think he's safe now, though. I think the other Uber's going, so...
The car's going again.
Car's off down the hill. But going back to G2, yeah, that's a bit of building. So TSM have been often, they were trying to avoid the damage from G2. G2 used to catch them out on the cliffs and that beach sort area. They were sort of camping TSM, catching for them and FaZe off guard. So TSM's adjustment was to go over Sosnovka, go over and over the West Bridge, all was nice and safe. Like it. G2 have said, no.
Yep.
No, you do not do that. We will catch another one off guard. And TSM are still on Sosnovka like, well...
What do we do now?
We could go all the way back to the East Bridge, or...
You're hoping G2 will disengage,
we sit and wait.
Yeah.
And G2 are sitting waiting.
Oh, that's nasty for TSM. They can take their time, though. The circle does at least have some presence on the other side, on the military island, so it's not too bad. All in all, teams finding their spots. We actually lost a couple of people out on rotation this time. We don't often see it. Reciprocity trying to go for a higher value target there, costing their lives. It happens. It's how it goes. That's the risk you run.
I think it's almost down to the fact that we've had this circle this many times that people know the rotations that everyone takes and sort of camping them out.
Yeah, I mean, the N47 positioning then as well, even though it didn't work out towards FaZe, you could tell he was well aware that someone's going down that way. So people keeping things in mind now. I actually like it. And we'll have to wait and find out who's next to fall foul to it. The circle moving will definitely change things up.
Razor just get gifted Gatka, they did.
North.
They just got gifted Gatka.
A little bit more north than I think some teams were expecting. I think it was probably going to, the people mostly expected it centralized towards either Jeems or maybe Edelweiss, that kind of area. But this is a little bit further north, so this plays in Gakta. Gatka still has a mountain involved.
It's got chopsticks in there.
It does.
It's got chopsticks involved. So Team Liquid, they're looking to go to that north compound. DA are on a bit of a wide spread here. If EB realizes that's just one person shooting at him, Team Liquid might push on it. He might just be circling back and they might go for it. Instead, they're sort of in a debate now. N47 is sending it for chopsticks.
Yep.
They're going to go straight in it. There's only 2 or 3 left. So straight into chopsticks, straight up to Mert, maybe crash on him. Team Liquid, they're going to go with this compound over here, just outside not the most favourable one. I'm wondering if I wonder if they're going to bank it round and see how count the shots from BeautflDeath. The BeautflDeath has just left that compound. That compound is now open.
They could honestly go mountain.
Yeah.
They could go DA's compound.
No. They saw.
Split.
Did they see? Did you? No. They're carrying further north to yellows. What are they doing?
I actually don't know. They could go mountain. I know it's a weird one, but these circles tend to.
They're going to go back to that
north.
compound. They've realised he's left it.
Okay.
Oh, NELLOZ, they've caught TSM off guard again.
God. This is horrible for TSM. They've just been outdone. They've been read like a book. I actually quite enjoy seeing that. I like seeing the teams are evolving now. They're trying to start putting in kind of homework time like this, and it's risky, but it's worked out this time.
So Gustav and Michael get through. Team Liquid did go to that compound,
I love that compound. I'm glad they've gone for it. I really like what it can bring. Michael, just him and Gustav left now.
I feel like there's a bit of anger in these shots.
Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed.
I feel some aggression. Because it's outside the circle. It's down for it. So good read from G2 to say, let's leave the bridge camp. Let's move down to Ferry Pier. They're going to try and sweep around the south of us. And absolutely read them like a book. The GSM are just like, right, we're fighting. We're fighting. Oh, a little bit of something between these two, I think, has been building over the year.
Yeah. Again, I do hope this is a calculated thing that G2 have done. I'd be curious if it is. I think that's something that we always find out in the interviews, if they actually planned on it, or if it was a matter of they were swinging through the southern road, they were just going that way, and they maybe saw TSM. But it looked like they were pre-set up on that bridge camp. You saw the initial knock they got on TSM. The second one might be different. GL sending it forward.
They're getting given such a free compound here. They're going to be so surprised that that's open. Because obviously Reciprocity came in. There's only two of them there. Monkey, actually TLI's Monkey on his own, right? So Monkey instead is going to the solo spot. And GamerLegion's just like, boys, we just got given a really nice compound for free.
Yeah, they'll be happy with that. Again, this is one of the perfect opportunities. A lot of the teams centralizing around Gatka, just south, around the chopsticks. FaZe actually opted to go mountain. They went on the hillside. They've sent that. They went all the way around on the east. And that's where they've decided to pitch a tent.
Can he make it? The solo scout from G2. Up and away. Is Michael going to go there as well? Really?
Gatka Fields.
Like it.
Okay, a little different. And we have the first bit of contact. Bjorn's found T-Bone. That was down in the chopstick. So GamerLegion coming in a little bit late to that. Maybe catching off T-Bone there. Maybe not expecting it. DA, where are they off to? They are on the move. Maybe heading right towards Monkey. He could probably take a player with him here. Pre-nade comes out. That's going to put the fear of God in them. 6mo down a little damage. There's a second follow-up. This is not bad from Monkey. He's putting up a good stand here, trying to do some damage while he can, but the pressure is now on.
Yeah, this is not good for Monkey, I'm afraid.
Oh,
it's a good molly. 6mo's going to burn. 6mo is going to burn. That is not good for him. So one's worked. No more nades left, though. Just smokes. He's looking what's on the floor. Anything available for him. He goes around the side, finds Mitraleius, gets the flush down. Mert's been picked up by BeautflDeath nade. BeautflDeath is the solo man left. What is going on? Monkey's just like, I'm going to push it. I'm going to go for it. Let's try and get it round here. Almost finishing him off. Oh, my God.
This is a travesty of a bit of play from these boys. This is where Monkey wished he had a nade or something. That's why he's gone to the body, probably.
Yep.
Any utility, molly, nade, whatever it is, that'd be brilliant. And there it is. Now just needs to tick it right, deliver it through the door. That's
cooked.
Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. That is done.
Oh, my God. F in chat, boys.
Grumbles from the coaches outside. Just no.
1v4.
There was a little help from GamerLegion, but I mean, they naded themselves through half of that.
Yeah, well, only a single nade. I mean, there was the molly, the shot, and a nade. Like the other nade was simple by play getting downed. Yeah. Well, don't go to Monkey's house, boys.
Oh, MBS, did you just run through fire? MBS, did you just run? Did you just do a legitimate 1G? We've seen a real 1G.
MBS, that's your own molly, son. Oh no, it ends to there as well. No. Oh dear.
Yo, that's a rarity. That's a real rare meme we've just seen. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your 1Gs in chat. It's the one opportunity where people can actually do it in the right circumstance. What is going on?
I didn't think I'd ever see that in a pro game.
No, it's a special one, isn't it?
It was Miracle. No, it was MBS. It was MBS. I was going to say Miracle's naded himself a couple of times, but it was MBS this time.
Oh.
Well, we'll get some. I'll collar him after that one. I want to find out exactly how that happened. Well, oh god, their IP are completely. So they got Desperados up there. Oh my god, G2 and TSM again.
They're just not.
They're on the hill this time.
Gustav, lovely spray there.
That's
big
nice.
nade too. NELLOZ absolutely shredded from the spray. Michael locked down though, pretty much pinned on the lower side of the hill. Going to get that heal off. Hope to get himself back on his feet soon enough.
They've got two down here. Chris is the only man up at the moment.
Where is Chris?
Yannis is now bombing back here in a vehicle. So Chris is the only man standing at the moment. TSM in a 2v1. Yannis is still charging this way in a vehicle. You can see him coming in the distance. This would be some sweet, sweet revenge for them. Chris on his own with a barrel.
I don't think TSM know quite where he is though. Braexco is pretty much lost at this point.
Vard's getting pushed.
And yeah, Vard holding on.
Gets one. There's another one that was coming up the stairs. And
Did he just nade himself?
It's his own nade. NIP, what are you doing? NIP. When the pressure's on, boys. Gustav found out. Chris getting the shots on him. Is he punching him? He's punching him. Gustav. I thought he was. Oh, he got him through the heel. The heel shot through the smallest gap there.
This is an absolute travesty of a game of Erangel.
Michael. Get them both in the cross.
Good
no,
damage.
Not quite. Chris gets them back. Ooh, Yannis saving the day. It's getting spicy. TSM. Keep an eye on that one. Keep an eye on that one. FaZe catching M47 off guard. That's the move from them. Remember, they sent it to South Dropsticks. The circle has shrunk. It's gone over to the western side. And CrowCrowd's little compound is paying dividends at the moment.
Yeah, Na'Vi have a lot of room though as well. Can't look beyond that. They've got a big hillside to play off of,
yeah,
big spread
Potter.
too. Yeah, they've got a lot there. Could have a lot of teams coming their way though, so I hope they're prepared for that now.
Well, 7 haven't had to move, haven't had to do anything yet. They did catch Reciprocity off guard and took 2 of them down. FaZe coming in, that's going to be miikaz taken down. They're going to walk in and see the corpse of a certain charred out body of MBS. And wonder what's going on
Liquid
there.
on the pull up. Raise your edge dug in pretty deep here. SIMSY was about to try and make the peak then, but he got forced back in by AB pulling up as well. And now the tags come through. SIMSY's in danger. 10 HP is not enough to take on the likes of Liquid here, who do keep 3 standing. SIMSY is still knocked, but he hasn't been flushed yet.
Looking around the side, Coldamenta and Lynxy. They've got 2 awkward angles with Menox in the garage. Just saving Private SIMSY, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Coldamenta gets him down. I feel like Coldamenta's settled more into the season as the phase has gone on. It was a little rough to start with, but he's definitely going. But Raise Your Edge needs something here to keep the pressure on. But Team Liquid, they're chasing down the #1 spot. They want to win.
Well, luckily, unlike old Ryan, SIMSY's still got his brother up, so he'll be perfectly fine. Going to be looking for a bit more play here towards Raise Your Edge. Lynxy tries to get a bit of high ground, looking towards the rest of Liquid, who are kind of stuck in this one house. This is not good at all.
Chris goes down. That's G2 done, I believe. There we go. Yannis finished off by Na'Vi as well, so they tried to get into that little area nearby. TRYFFELI also being pressured in the bottom corner there.
Got filthy
in the
little
yellows. Tap, tap, tap. Doesn't work out. Answered quickly by the New Zealander. Lynxy getting Jeems down, looking for more. TRYFFELI will go down. That's CrowCrowd. Actually, CrowCrowd that got that? It was FaZe making the push. Don't know how, don't know where. They got an angle somehow.
Just to maybe keep Lynxy safe for now, just to slow down the push in case it happens.
Well, that's a great circle for Na'Vi.
Yeah, Na'Vi, again, that positioning initially was very strong. It looks like SIMSY's got full awareness, but it is just SIMSY. He's on his own here, so he can't make many moves around this. He's just going to have to play that out and just stay low to the ground. BestLodge, where is he going?
Tell me he's not going for that crate.
No.
No, he's not. He's scouting. He's seen what's seen what 7 are doing. He sees that they're going to come across the field here. Gets himself the off angle, knows that obviously they've been...
Oh, no!
So basically, the Harry Potter they're in, teams can pull up here, which is why BestLodge just went over.
God.
Boom! Sadovnik gets it with the AUG. Znark did get away, but we've just seen some players go down in this exact spot. You can see the bikes there already. And now BestOfLoss, she's looking to try and cover off anyone that pulls up on the Harry Potter.
This is such a harsh game for so many teams.
mxey got gem tiers now.
Yeah, Liquid are struggling to get out of this. Look at the crossfire the razorEdge have set up. mxey and Columenta are able to support mxey pretty well from that house on the right side. I don't know if Liquid have an easy way out of this
7
one
are going for it. So where do we go? Do they go to the... they're going to try and go to the fields and try and set up some sort of vehicle compound. Maybe based off that exploded Knights vehicle. Actually, they could try and use that for cover, but no, they're going to continue on. Jeems has decided bike play, try and get a flank, but that's almost gone wrong for them.
That's so unlucky. The tire showing, are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. Senya finds Kravik. That's Na'Vi just firing into the fields. Yeah,
Ibby just caught out, so there we go. Jeems now the last man. Nice push. razorEdge really playing this one out well. They have to leave Gatka, though, because the circle has pulled away from them. GamerLegion coming in. Oh, my God, 7.
Destroyed by Na'Vi. They've set up the firing line. SIMSY is right behind them all. So if you see him in the kill feed, you'll know what's happened there. CrowCrowd shots out towards razorEdge. That's FaZe as well getting the shots through. They found Jeems, and there goes Liquid.
Yeah, that's FaZe Clan extending their lead on Liquid as well. mxey goes for whatever he can. He's gunned down by Bjorn, but he's in the fields. And yeah, he's going to get caught out instantly by lynxzey, but look what's behind them. GamerLegion just going to gun the rest of razorEdge down there. Surely going to be finished off here. One sort of nade. Solid nade, but he's getting shot from Na'Vi from range.
He's in cover. He should be in cover now. SIMSY finally decides to strike. I know he's flushed Senya. I don't know what else he's done. It's a hit and run. He's out of there. He's done the damage, and he's just booking it.
So he's off.
See you later, boys.
See ya.
I've helped you out in the fields now. Crack on.
FaZe have got NIP in the fields right next to them as well, so they've gone for the northern side in that little thing. I don't know if they know that NIP are there, because NIP have been moved there on foot. So I'm not sure if they're aware. Fuzz is about to walk straight into Miraku and Gaxi, but judging by NIP's game so far, they'll trip over and blow each other up.
It does seem like it's more likely case, isn't it?
They get the compound circle.
Yep. Here it is. We've seen ENCE. Which Finn has been paying off PUBG, huh? who's been greasing the palms? This is that's a big circle to have, isn't it? And a doozy did find SIMSY, so he couldn't quite make it away into the shadows.
Lines them up. NIP moving now, so Fuzz is aware of them. So yeah, all of FaZe turning a little bit of aware. I don't know though. I'm not sure. He just hopped in the car. I'm not sure he knows. NIP going for the kills. I'm watching this on the map. Miraku does go for the aggression. Oh, Fuzz is in no man's land. Ubah, sorry. Nade's coming back towards him. That's CrowCrowd, actually. Oh, Misa nearly doing the job. Gaxi goes low. Fuzz going to get up close.
Could have an angle on it as well. That nade from Miraku is good, though. That means he's going to be forced to heal. The Blues moving in as well. Keep in mind, there is a time limit on this. He can't stay around this area for long. 5 from Na'Vi. They've caught their attention. Now NIP are in a world of trouble. They can't go left. They can't go right. They need to fight their way on one of these two fronts, and the nades are now coming back in. Yeah,
it's going to fall short, but NIP are in trouble here. There's not a great deal they can do. Second nade looks closer. Third nade from mxey will be pretty much on point. It's gone a little, actually gone shorter. I think he's trying to do some underhands now, thinking they're probably close to it. Buying time for GamerLegion to try and sneak in there. But unfortunately for them, from this range, those fields are open plains.
They are. We've seen a lot of these circles, it feels, where one team has just such a strong advantage. And CrowCrowd is that team. Na'Vi had the upper hand for a while, but the circle did shift away. Aduzi's running out bullets. And we are seeing Znark finding Mac and Duck, so that's going to be another pick up there. The Knights having a nice little, well, not compound, but a little position to play from. NIP running the gauntlet, trying to get towards NIP, but look at the shots on the cross. From far away, Misa going to just thread the needle, find Miraku, and it's going to be now the Knights getting a lot of attention from them.
Yeah, Knights just tucked in there, but as you can see, they got pretty much open angles. CrowCrowd, honestly, with the points they could gain from this game, this is really going to kill anyone's chances of trying to chase down that number 6 spot. They can keep on playing the way they have. They're happily collecting points. This is a potential big game for them. Na'Vi also in the hunt. They're not going to be satisfied with 4th place. Na'Vi. They want to get higher than that. They want to be challenging for that number 1 spot.
Oh God, this is a horrible run, isn't it?
Well,
a little upgrade potentially.
15 times scope. You might be able to see CrowCrowd on the top of the house with that.
Yeah, let's see if we see any damage coming through. There goes GamerLegion. unable to survive in the southeast. The cover was only there for so long. They tried to work with the cars. Not a bad plan.
This next circle, this is a field.
It's literally an open field.
This is a open field.
Okay, ubah's got the big boy scope on it. If we go first person, you'd be able to see it. You'd be able to see the entirety of the map, to be fair. Who's got cars and vehicles? Can they set anything up? I think Na'Vi actually still might have a vehicle. At least they did. Wanted, barely alive. Oh, this is horrible, isn't it? This is just unpleasant all around. ubah being spotted through the smoke. It's the killing fields. No one is in the new circle because there's nothing in it.
No, it's going to be the last person to move there. And for CrowCrowd, obviously the blue is furthest on their back, so they're going to be quite happy to sit there and move at the very last minute and wait for this to play out. Fuzzface on the hillside. Aitzy doesn't have an angle on him from where he is, so this is the bait. Now Fuzz is about to drop down behind them. So PUBG is about to open up on FaZe Clan. Watch for Fuzzface, because he's going to drop down right behind Na'Vi. The second they fire, there we go. There's the shots in the back. Gets one, gets two.
Double.
That's exactly how they wanted to play it. The bait works well.
It's so well played. We still have 4 teams standing, of course, because Aitzy is still alive. Fuzzface might fall to that. Might fall foul here. The spray from afar. It's not bad, but now fire comes across from CrowCrowd. And it looks like FaZe, the move got 2 players in. He sacrificed himself for the greater good.
mxey has been caught out, though, by Tiikzu. So ubah has to try and get the revive off in a second. They're still got to worry about Aitzy, and Wanted's got himself inside the circle as well. They have to back away from that car. There is level 3 gear all across on ubah, though.
Nades.
But the nades are coming. Yeah, blow that car up. Yeah, oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
All right.
4th place for FaZe Clan. CrowCrowd have this one in the bag. Aitzy, time to shine, son. And Wanted's just looking for Aitzy. He's not even remotely looking at CrowCrowd.
Pants are off. It's game time. Look at that.
Oh, there goes the backpack. Yep.
Here we are. Full snake mode. Oh. Wanted. Didn't see him yet. CrowCrowd. Did they see him?
11 kills. This is a good points haul for CrowCrowd as well. It's going to be, what, 23 points if they get the 2 players, 21 if they both die to blue, which is strong potential here. But the Knights, this is what they needed. Another placement point to keep themselves safe from the likes of ENCE, and DESPERADOs are just ahead of them. And of course, the fact they did just get taken over by GamerLegion. I don't know how many kills GamerLegion got out of it in terms of points compared to the Knights. Knights themselves just have that 1, and of course, placement points-wise, they'll have 4 from this game. Well, they could get 6.
I think they're just going to give it up to the blue, if I'm honest. Wanted might be able to jump a spot here just because he's slightly further in. Aitzy goes down, and there it is. Job done.
6 points for Wanted. He's going to be happy with that.
Yep, happy enough, but good game from CrowCrowd. Nice kills as well. You want to talk about teams who capitalize when they do have circle position? CrowCrowd's definitely one of them. 12 kill game. You can't sneer at that even if they had circle.
Yeah, and they took that compound, if I'm not mistaken. That wasn't given to them. They were actually forced out of GATCA, by the way, by Erangel when they first came into it. So CrowCrowd take the victory. It is a 22-point win for the 12-kill game. Good to see them back on the board in terms of wins. That's their 6th win of the phase so far. They stepped it up last week. That's really what put the pressure on everybody else. They were chasing down G2, and they continue to try and steal away that important 6th spot. In terms of the table and money is what I'm talking about. Obviously, they have the global points in the bag because they inherited CrowCrowd's 6th place finish from last season as well. So the Finns, they benefited from the help of likes of Kemba, etc. last phase.
Yeah, and CrowCrowd, a good win. As I said, I'm happy seeing that. They weren't passive. They were happy to fight out and take some sort of, aggressive looks at. I love FaZe's maneuver, playing in Fuzzface on that hillside. Na'Vi, big amount of damage, but yeah, this is all CrowCrowd, so let's hear from Parla down with the boys.
What's going on, boys? Congratulations on that victory. Teme, initial reactions on that match?
I mean, we got the circle 8 times, so it's nice to get the free win now at the end of the phase, and it feels good.
Did it feel like a free win then, or did you make any important decisions as well?
I don't think we did anything special, just killed everyone on the field and got 3 kills and stole some points, and yeah.
And how do you feel at the moment about the team in week 6?
We have been constantly improving, and it's showing on the games and on the leaderboard as well. And we are climbing the leaderboard and fighting for the PGC spots.
That's exactly what I wanted to lead into. You're fighting for those PGC spots. I think after that match, you're in quite a good position. But of course, you need to defend that now. What's next, and how do you do that?
We just play every game one by one and play our own game, and that's do the job.
And at this point in the final week of PEL Phase 3, do you feel like your team are reaching a new height? Because as of recent, your performances have been great.
Yeah, I guess so. And with mxey now on the team, we have been finding the right things to do in the server and improving.
And with that said, I'll head over to mxey for the final question. Are you feeling any extra pressure being the new player on the team?
No.
Cool, man. Anyway, thank you very much for that interview. Congratulations to CrowCrowd, and let's head back to the desk.
And with that interview, Pala just got bloodhounded by CrowCrowd. Very impressive stuff there by mxey. Great interview as well. And gentlemen, joining me for us, an Avenger. CrowCrowd getting themselves a victory there, a pretty clean victory towards the end. It does seem like throughout the entirety of the day, even twice with ENCE, all of our teams have said the circle has just come to them and they've just won. It's been one of those days.
But it's kind of true because they're playing it actively. They're shooting as well.
They're putting the highlights.
They're putting. Yeah, that's the highlights we got for tonight.
We're done with the highlights.
Don't leave yet. Cut it. Cut it.
That's it. We're done. No, but on top of that, like they're defending as well.
Yes.
We've seen it before where Liquid are pulling up in the compounds here. We saw that in previous phases where Liquid are just pulling up on CrowCrowd compounds and taking it away from them. This time they actually managed to defend it, managed to put on a lot of pressure on all the teams around them, and managed to get a lot of kills, which is really important for them.
I mean, sure, they got a lot of circles on top of them, but you also got to look in the end game there when they had to push out from the compound itself and try to take over the ground.
I was going to ask which was your favorite highlight, but now we're showing the real highlights. Balls. Oh, well, here's G2.
You know what? I'm going to give you the favorite play of the game, though.
Okay, then.
That was FaZe Clan in the end there, when they sent 2 guys in the vehicle, leaving Fuzzface behind, making sure that they could get in, and baiting while he shoots at Na'Vi.
This was my favorite play. Monkey successfully defending this compound from 4 Latest members here. Yes, he did get some helps here and there, but he played all around so well from this and took down a beautiful death right here.
There you go. What else was going on when it came to the circles as a whole, Mr. Avenger?
Overall, some kind of jumpy circles. Yes, we did have a few kind of center shifts and stuff like that, but we did have a few jumpy circles which put some of these guys out to like take a 2-seed and try to make a run for it. They tried to make a Hail Mary a few times. So Liquid here, they pulled up, and Gatka, even though Gatka was not guaranteed to be into the next circle, so no, I wasn't surprised to see that. I would like to see a pull up on some of the center compounds. But when you are this late in the game, when you're in circle 4 and 5 like that, you can't really pull up on the compounds that are further in the center because everybody's going to be third-partying your breach.
Now, I don't know if it was real, so if it was Drayden that was driving that US, but whoever it was, he hit a bump and he flipped the car. Now, if that didn't happen, I believe that Pittsburgh Knights could actually have their contesting for winning the game here. Wanted being here alone, it's really rough, but if you have 3 guys there, it's going to be so much easier. They can take a real fight against them.
You were at the desk for a while here, Frost, while that game was going on. Were you driving that car? Or?
No, I was sitting here.
I don't know. Not all the time. Not all the time.
Maybe you talked a little bit with Drayden. I think it was Drayden that was driving that
Did you
car.
give him some driving tips? Please don't.
Look, I was talking a little bit with him last night, but
I
wasn't giving him any driving tips, okay?
Dear me. All right,
That's fair enough.
Digital Athletics, unfortunately for them, 0 points here for this game. Raise your edge to Desperados, the big old 4 with 3 kills apiece. Let's take a look at our 1 through 8 as our winners up towards the top have got themselves some points in the bag. Not as many as you would suspect, though, due to the fact that quite a few of our teams in our 9th through 16th spots have got themselves a few in the bag as well. So 23 points for CrowCrowd. They bag the big points, but beyond that, it's only Na'Vi that breaks the double digits.
I mean, yeah.
With this as well,
some straight fire analysis from Frost right there.
With this as well, Liquid's going to be on 88 points for the week so far. If they finish off this last game, they're going to be looking to run at another record-breaking week. With if we just count tomorrow with the 15 games that we had and compare, but it's looking really good for them so far. FaZe on 82 as well.
For today, though, we have N47, CrowCrowd, and ENCE tied up on first place with 40 points each.
Of course, here, the 1,600 damage. My favorite thing, and I've never said this on broadcast, but I'm going to say it now, because I brought it up with you guys in Phase 1. If you remove the D from the name CrowCrowd, it's just CrowCrow. I really wish the team was just CrowCrow, but it's never going to happen. mxey here, the Bloodhound, 7 kills up towards the top. The Bloodhound himself getting himself the top spot. A doozy finding himself the 5 kills. And a rare appearance from Mr. Sidovnik here from Team 7.
Let's talk about global points a little bit.
Global points time!
We're not going to talk about points itself, but
Let's talk about Phase 3 points
No,
first.
they can look at that. Talk about the global
Actually,
points.
we can look at this to talk about it, because
Jeez Louise.
CrowCrowd and NIP, that's the 2 teams you want to look at right now. CrowCrowd is making a huge step here away from NIP.
Yeah,
NIP has been not having the greatest of the days here.
It's been brutal.
And also, what is comparable is they are actually on the exact same amount of points from Phase 2. So it's 100% their Phase 3 performance that will define who will be going to PGC for either CrowCrowd or NIP, unless Reciprocity makes a magical play the next 2 days and finish off the day. Like, they have to make a long run for it. It's looking very likely to be CrowCrowd so far with this 40+ points lead.
I'll give you the points from Reciprocity for today. 6.
All right, let's ignore that. And when it comes to the shift up towards the top, Team Liquid has taken over TSM. So they're in the 2nd place spot right now. TSM has fallen down a little bit.
And also, GamerLegion has taken over Pittsburgh's Knights spot with 2 points, guys. So the Knights are now in the bottom 4 for the relegation zone.
Brutal stuff here. As 4 of those teams will go down to that relegation, as you mentioned. What's up, Avenger?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's the kills. He like shook his head, then pointed at me, and then said, "Look at the kills." I'm like, okay.
I was gonna make a point for another one. I was gonna
Make
say,
your point. Do what you want to do.
We're gonna do that another time. We're gonna save it for another juicy time.
Oh, okay. Then
SamT, 126 kills. He was right when we saw this SamT GMT interview. SamT said me, and GMT said him.
Yeah.
So they were right. SamT is gonna get the most kills. It's very impressive to see this amount of kills as well.
The telepathic link between twins was completely on point and correct. Imagine that. Did you know twins are telepathically linked? Did you know that?
No.
Somehow, if you believe in telepathy.
100% true. I'm not lying.
One thing I actually just noticed, though.
Yeah.
GamerLegion Knights, they were super close to each other there. One is going to relegation probably, the other one won't. But the big thing is that GamerLegion has 80 more kills than Knights. Why I'm bringing this up? Because kills will be the tiebreaker for that if they land on the same points.
Right, and the GamerLegion is actually only 14 points from Raise Your Edge, which is kind of impressive considering how we saw Raise Your Edge start. We saw some 90 points. The first 2 weeks was 90 points plus, which was really nice to see. So for me, it kind of feels like that this kind of the flat leadership structure that they're using is not really working. They should maybe consider changing into a full solo IGL or duo IGL, because it doesn't feel like they're like someone is really calling the shots.
It's an interesting notion, but do you change this deep into a phase?
Yes, you can. You can.
think yes?
You can.
I think no.
Don't change it if it isn't broken. Like if you have 2 weeks, it might be a honeymoon period. If you have 2 weeks where you get 90 points plus, you're in the congestion for getting the PGC spots. If it doesn't work 1 week, should you change after that? If it doesn't work 2 weeks, should you change after that? I think they should try continue, but like commit to the calls. But if you have a flat leadership and you don't, if somebody doesn't want to take the blame, nobody's going to make the calls.
Do you know? Do you know what we shouldn't change though, Froz? We shouldn't change checking out some Twitter questions from a hashtag AskPEL, even though Froz wanted to continue and argue with Avenger. Avenger, reader, read me the question.
Froz, Calaris, Avenger, how soon do you think teams will start going to California for PGC to get acclimated, get used to food, etc.?
Used to food?
Yeah, there's different food in Europe
Well,
compared to America.
there's one thing to take away from this. It's a Western country. It's pretty standard, pretty normal. People are used to like the stuff that they have.
Except they have Panda Express, which is the greatest food on earth. Please do continue.
That was a free shout out.
There you go, Panda Express.
Okay.
All right, on top of that though, 9-hour time difference, guys. Makes a difference, obviously. Yeah. I talked to some of the Liquid guys. It looks like they're going to be going out 2, maybe 3 weeks earlier, something like that.
Yep.
And I think, honestly, if you can start already 2 weeks before a world championship like that, if you can start 2 weeks before, get into the mindset, get into the championship winning moments and stuff like that, start grinding out, I think the earlier the better. But I would guess to somewhere between 1 to 3 weeks.
I'd say, yeah, something like that. You don't really need that much time. At the same time, a team like Team Liquid, for example, they have 17 as their coach. 17 is from America, so
they're going to move in his house.
Oh, yeah.
That
you could do that.
Could do that.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. I'm very likely to be in America before that. I don't know why. It's just going to be. Maybe. Wink, wink. Another game, don't worry. So that's exciting stuff. But obviously, the teams need that kind of preparation time to try and
I
really
think
get
the earlier
final
the better.
test.
I think if you can get a week, maybe 10 days minimum before, get acclimated, start grinding, getting into the mindset of we are now in the World Championship. We need to focus preparation. It's 32 teams, guys.
Yeah.
Preparing to play against every single one of them. Rotation paths, drops, flexible drops, secondary drops, all this. Like, it's so much preparation that you need to get into your heads of the IGLs.
I'll tell you this, I don't think you can do too much preparation either.
No.
Because people will, or their teams, they will be changing how they're going to play. Their play style is going to be totally different, more or less. Or not totally, but there's going to be a lot of differential from it. Because you don't have the normal teams you're up against. You're not playing against the teams that will rotate there and block you and stuff like that. So you got to adapt on the fly, and that's what you should be working on.
And it's 32 teams. So preparing for that much. I think those opening scrims where everybody's kind of at location and
yeah, that's gonna matter massively in terms of drop spots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But 32 teams, if you're unlucky, you get into a group where, like, let's say you drop Pochinki or somewhere else where like highly contested or the top league teams play. Happens before. We will see 2, maybe 3 teams dropping into Pochinki, stuff like that. I would like to see some preparation, flexible drops. There's so many interesting points to make from a 32-team land.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, and thank you for the answer. And of course, make sure to be sending your questions with us with the hashtag AskPEL. But of course, we do have Samsung joining us here for Phase 3. So a big thank you to them as one of our sponsors. They are providing the C27 RG5 to all of these players here who are playing them on fantastic monitors with the 240 Hz refresh rate. We are going to go to a short break, ladies and gentlemen. When we return, it's our final game of day number 2 of Phase 3, Super Week 3, Week 6. Hey.